Boruto as a series is definitely something that many anime fans love to talk about or straight up hate. It's easily one of the most controversial new gen anime out right now, if not the most controversial new gen anime due to its reputation. What I'm talking about here is the endless slander the series receives from people who watch Boruto but eventually drop it or never watched it to begin with. But the harsh reality is that being a fan of this series can be rough, and that's why here are 10 harsh realities of being a Boruto fan. Yes, another CBR article, I know, but I really wanted to get a video out today, and there are some points in this article that I never really got to talk about that many people do say about the series that I do want to voice my opinion on. So at number 10, it's simply not as good as the original, which I do have to agree with. Boruto Part 1 has been pretty enjoyable so far, and there are many things in the plot that I really like, but there are definitely some flaws about the series that hold back my rating when comparing it to Naruto Part 1. OG Naruto holds a special place in many fans' hearts, and what it was able to capture was unique during its time. From the Land of Waves to the Chunin exams to the Sasuke retrieval arc, Naruto had many legendary moments that established itself among giants in terms of success and quality. With Boruto, at least from my personal experience of watching the series, I don't feel like it's on par compared to OG Naruto, and that's okay. In fact, what new gen series out right now produces the same type of quality compared to OG Naruto? None, at least in my opinion. The problem here is that many fans coming off the high of Naruto Shippuden have sky high expectations and watch the series for the wrong reasons than what it is intended to really be. Many fans went into Boruto expecting Naruto and Sasuke to get the spotlight 24/7, and others expected the time skip to happen 10 episodes later. Expectations were skewed, causing the reality of what the anime is to have a negative opinion, despite the beginning arcs actually being pretty solid and enjoyable when watching the anime. So Boruto Part 1, at least in my opinion, isn't as good as OG Naruto, but that doesn't mean it's bad at all. In fact, Boruto has managed to capture many spectacular moments that give me the same enjoyment I had when watching Naruto Part 1, such as Team 7 vs Deepa and Kawaki vs Garou, for example. And if you think that Boruto is better than Naruto, that's fine. Anime is subjective at the end of the day and is meant to be enjoyed for oneself. If you think that Boruto is better than Naruto as a series, just let me know in the comments why. At number 9, the fans have to deal with fillers. The Boruto anime has more anime canon episodes compared to manga canon episodes currently, and while many people consider anime canon as filler, many of the anime canon arcs are done with care. The Academy entrance arc dealing with the Jogan, the Mitsuki disappearance arc with Mitsuki's desire and free will, and the Kata activation arc with the extension of the Kata organization and manga references are all arcs in the Boruto anime that has enhanced and expanded the main plotline. The purpose of anime canon in Boruto is to provide additional stories that do run parallel to the main story from the manga, where many times will intersect into each other, such as Boruto telling Ao that he went to the Mist Village on a field trip in the Academy, which did turn into an entire arc in Boruto, or Boruto using Wind Style Gale Palm in the Code arc, which was a jutsu that Boruto had only used in the Boruto anime. But I do think that the anime is oversaturated with its anime canon arcs, but that is going to be normal considering that Boruto is a monthly manga and a weekly anime, so it would be impossible for the anime to adapt everything from the manga one-to-one without adding any filler. They would just run out of manga content to adapt if they did that instead. So if you don't like watching the anime canon, skip it and watch the anime when it adapts the manga. This complaint is only relevant now simply because Boruto is still ongoing with its weekly anime. Many people who watched Naruto didn't have to deal with this simply because Naruto already finished and there are many filler guides to watch what episodes. Also, when the Naruto anime was airing weekly, there would be many filler episodes dropping each week, just like how Boruto would be doing. It's nothing new as a matter of fact, especially when the war arc was being adapted, and every 5 or so episodes there would be a random episode of Kid Naruto chasing an ostrich or something. At number 8, it has a slice of life feel which some consider boring. Boruto's timeline takes place during a time of peace, 16 years after the events of the 4th Great Ninja War, and while yes, there is a slice of life feeling to it, there are still many conflicts that happen in all 5 great nations. It was very lighthearted in the beginning of the series because Boruto and Ko were kids in the academy, but as the series progressed, especially within the main story, there were many conflicts and battles that removed the lightheartedness and made the overall story darker. This slice of life feeling was only relevant in the beginning of the series, but currently in the Boruto anime, in the filler arcs, we have people committing coup d'etat in the Stone and Mist Village and people killing each other in every episode like it's nothing. At number 7, many beloved characters get sidelined. The author claims that Boruto isn't well liked, which in the beginning of the series could be the case due to his immaturity and brattiness, but many fans do love Boruto as a character now. In fact, in the first ever Boruto poll for most popular characters ranked by Boruto fans themselves, Boruto was at number 1. Boruto as a series is going to focus on the new gen and not the previous as much, simply because the prior gen already went through so much in Naruto. It's called Boruto Naruto Next Generations after all, well, so if you want to see your favorite OG character, just go watch Naruto again. It's simple as that. However, there are some episodes that do focus on the old gen and showcase them, such as the Konoha Shinden adaptation, or Sakura and Rock Lee training their kids, or Naruto and Sasuke reflecting their roles in Konoha or fighting together. At number 6, Naruto losing Kurama. This was the after effect of Naruto using the Baryon mode transformation against Ishiki. Kurama tells Naruto that using the Baryon mode would have drastic consequences such as Naruto dying, so it does make sense that Kurama would die as a sacrifice for using such a drastic power up. The reality of this is that Naruto isn't the strongest in the series anymore, and hell, he isn't even the strongest in the Leaf Village right now. Boruto and Kawaki are, and while many OG fans are not gonna like that Kurama died and are gonna cry in copium, it was necessary for Naruto to lose Kurama for using such a strong power up. Boruto in the beginning of the series did say that the story will share both Naruto and Boruto as the main focus, so with Naruto losing Kurama, it passes the torch down to Boruto to continue the story. At number 5, Sasuke losing his Rinnegan. The reality of Sasuke losing his Rinnegan is that the Otsutsuki hate Sasuke's Rinnegan. Momoshiki and Ishiki despised how crafty Sasuke used his Rinnegan, specifically the Amino to Chikara technique, but eventually Momoshiki stabbed Sasuke's Rinnegan out of frustration, and many fans didn't like this decision from Kishimoto. And according to the author, Boruto was the one who stabbed Sasuke's Rinnegan, which is so dumb to think. What the fuck? I don't understand how people think that Boruto stabbed Sasuke's Rinnegan when we clearly see Momoshiki's horn out of Boruto's face, indicating that Momoshiki was the one who did this act. You have to be pretty stupid and ignorant to think that Boruto stabbed Sasuke's Rinnegan, considering that he has no reason to do so, while Momoshiki does, which he clearly explains why he does it in the first place. While personally I'm not a fan of Sasuke losing his Rinnegan, it was understandable considering that Naruto also got nerfed when Kurama died. Naruto and Sasuke have always been at similar power levels throughout the series, and in Boruto they consider each other as equals, so with one of them getting nerfed, so did the other one as well. Number 4, Boruto seems too overpowered already. The author claims that Boruto is unrelatable and boring because he's so strong. It's hard to root for him because everything comes so easy to him, which is not true at all as a matter of fact. Yes, Boruto is a prodigy. It's expected for him to be like that considering he's the grandson of the 4th Hokage, the son of the 7th Hokage, son of the Hyuga princess, grandson of the Hyuga clan leader, with his parents coming from legendary clans. It wouldn't make sense for Boruto to not be excellent at being a ninja. If Boruto was this loser and struggled to do everything like how Naruto was as a kid, it would make Boruto just a carbon copy of his dad, which is not interesting to watch. The shonen trope of zero to hero is so overused ad nauseum throughout shonen anime, so for Boruto to be a prodigy and have a different journey compared to his dad makes Boruto a very unique protagonist. Besides, Boruto being a prodigy isn't what fans watch for his journey. In fact, it's his understanding of becoming a shinobi within the village and the internal conflicts that he has, such as the Karma Seal and his fate with the Jogan, is what makes Boruto so compelling as a character. Number 3, the series protagonist is unlikable. The author claims that Boruto is unlikable and obnoxious because he doesn't understand the struggle that Naruto went through. Like, how is that Boruto's fault? I don't understand. However, in the beginning of the Boruto anime, Boruto would try to push Naruto out and rebel against him, but that's because Boruto doesn't understand Naruto's perspective and his job as Hokage. He's a kid after all, so it's not expected for a child to understand what Naruto went through, considering that no one ever told Boruto about Naruto's past and role for the village in the beginning of the series. It was only until about 100 episodes later where Boruto actually learned what Naruto went through as a kid. Boruto came to a better understanding in the fight against Momoshiki, where he witnessed the sacrifice to become Hokage, and bits and pieces of Naruto's past. If you don't like Boruto's character in the beginning of the series, that's fair enough, but just know that Boruto went through a tremendous amount of character development, where he teaches other characters such as Tento and Kawaki from his past mistakes and arrogance. In 2022, it's very ignorant to say that Boruto's a bad character because he hates his father, and cheated in the Chunin exams when he's developed much more throughout the series. At number 2, the fight scenes aren't as good. Team 7 vs Deepa, Kawaki vs Garou, Naruto and Sasuke vs Momoshiki, Naruto and Sasuke vs Jigen, Boruto vs Ao, Team 7 vs Boro, Boroshiki vs Boro, Sarada vs Chocho, Baryon mode Naruto vs Ishiki. You gotta be smoking crack if you think Boruto doesn't have any good fight scenes. And even compared to its predecessor, Boruto has amazing fights that do stack up well against Naruto's best fights. Fight scenes are some of Boruto's biggest strengths in the anime, and anyone who isn't blind can say that many of the fights are spectacular. To say that many of the fight scenes in Boruto are forgettable, I don't know about that one, chief. However, the one difference between the fight scenes in Boruto and Naruto is that the fights in Boruto are quick and straight to the point. Meanwhile, in Naruto, the fights do tend to drag out for multiple episodes with many dialogue in between. In my opinion, I do prefer fight scenes that get straight to throwing hands compared to drawn out dialogue. And at number 1, the series has slow development. The author claims that the plot of the series is slow and moves at a snail's pace, where they reference anime canon plotlines that go nowhere apparently. Many of the arcs are referenced once the manga gets adapted, so this is pretty wrong, and not just some random arcs that go nowhere. And yes, there are many times in the anime where the story moves at a slow pace, especially the anime canon episodes, but once the manga canon episodes start, the pace moves at an increasingly fast rate, such as the Kawaki arc for example. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. How do you feel about this article so far? What do you think about the claims that the author has made it in this article? So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.